here's the big news. Trump has declared a national emergency, which most of you probably know by now.
Hopefully you all know this.
Honestly,
by now,
it means very little
right?
to the average person. It means almost nothing.
Yeah.
Like, it's going to allow the government to get more funding more quickly. There's a program where this allows states to have their emergency services supplemented by federal funds.
Oh, okay.
But for the rest of us, we're not going to see anything.
Yeah, true.
Your markets are going to be raided. There's not going to be any toilet paper. You're going to hang out at home. You're going to watch TV, Netflix, catch up on, I don't know, what are you watching, Westworld or something? I don't watch that anymore.
I'm in the middle of The Expanse right now. It's good.
Ooh, that's good. But here's where it gets funny. All right, let's have some fun.
Oh, let's have some fun.
Mexico is considering closing its border to stop Americans bringing coronavirus into its country as U.S. case count passes 2,000. Oh, man.
I mean, do they have cases now? Oh, 16 confirmed cases. No reported deaths yet. All right.
It reminds me of, you see The Day After Tomorrow?
Yeah, I think so.
When it's like the climate change destroys the planet.
Is that where it freezes over or the big wave?
All of it. The wave comes first.
And then it freezes. I think I've seen that.
And then the guy's like, he draws the line.
Like Dennis Quaid? Is that?
Yeah.
Okay, I've seen that one. Yeah, all right.
He draws the line on the map and he's like, everyone south of this line must evacuate to Mexico or something.
Yeah.
And they're like, are you nuts? And like, what about everyone above that? It's too late for them.
It's too late.
Then you just stay inside. But then there's like a fake news report where they're like, the Mexican government has agreed to allow illegal immigrants from America to enter Mexico in exchange for forgiving all Mexican debt or something like that. But this is funny. Now the coronavirus has become such a big deal. Mexico wants to close its borders with us. Wow, have the tables have turned.
Well, Trump did say that Mexico is going to build the wall,
true.
So maybe they're going to start building a wall.
That's right.
Hey, hold on. And Trump warned us about China.
He did.
That's true.
Last September, he issued an order for firms to leave China, come back to the U.S., and a week later, U.S. Defense specialists and advisors were saying that China manufacturing our medicine was a huge strategic vulnerability for us.
Totally.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess
since 2004,
Trump predicted.
It's been a long time. 16 years they've been making our medicine.
What if so Mexico's not going to build a wall? He said we're going to build. They're going to pay for it. What if now? What if now a bunch of like Americans start rushing to the border? And then they're like, no, stop. And so they pay us to have our border guards stop Americans for going over.
Yeah, the other way
around.
Oh,
you're laughing. But in 6 months, when we're at 150 million people infected and it's actually happening, then you're going to be shaken. And you're going to be like,
maybe I will. Eating grass.
No, I do think it's funny, though, because it's kind of, I don't know if it's ironic. All of these people claimed that, like, it's okay, it's going to be really funny when the U.S. is, or if it does get inundated with like infections, and then these like super lefty open borders people. I guess there's also libertarian open borders people too. They're gonna be like, we're gonna go to Mexico and where it's safe, and their guards are gonna be like, nope, and they're gonna be like, but we were gonna let you guys in. They're gonna be like, we don't care.
We want open borders, man.
Yeah, no, we don't care. No, but it's funny too because it's almost like nations like their borders and want to use them.
And want to be safe
for a reason.
And healthy.
For this exact thing. Stopping the spread of a pandemic. Yeah, it makes sense.
The funny thing is,
I get it.
I tweeted, if this really gets bad, people are going to be damn happy that Trump built that wall and secured our borders.
I mean, he didn't build the whole strip.
Right.
No. But cue all of these people. Oh, man. There was a guy who was a professor at university.
Okay.
And he quote tweeted me, and he was like, when you're so stupid, you think a wall can stop a virus? And I'm like, oh, my God, dude.
But
when you're so stupid that you don't realize people are carrying the virus.
And they can't get through the wall.
Right. Does he think that the virus just like floats around like a ghost?
Yeah,
disembodied spirit traveling hundreds of thousands of miles around the globe?
Definitely.
These people are morons, dude.
Right? That's how it gets around, doesn't it?
So apparently there was a story, though, where U.S. Border Patrol turned away, like, thousands of people who had come from countries that now have infections.
Oh, okay.
And so, the point is being made that border security is a good thing. And it is.
Yeah.
How could you enforce a quarantine with no borders?
Yeah, exactly.
Like we are enacting border controls inside our own country already.
Yeah.
Like New Rochelle, New York is a containment zone. Yeah. Whatever that means.
Containment. Quote. Yeah. I'm doing air quotes, but
dude, New York is lit up.
Sorry about that.
New York is lit up. So there's a funny story.
I'm scared of New York. I'm scared for my friends in New York. I got a lot of friends in New York, and dude, it's packed.
Well,
it's packed tight.
Let's read this Mexico story too, because I want to make sure people, they want to know what's going on with Mexico. Why is Mexico want to shut down our borders?
Yeah,
The Daily Mail
What's
reports.
the deal?
Why?
For once, the conversation over closing the U.S.-Mexico border is being driven by Mexican health officials who say they are considering shutting out Americans to keep coronavirus out of their country. This is literally, it's one of the...
I giggle, but
no, hold on.
It makes sense, but it is kind
During,
of funny.
do you remember the migrant caravan thing that happened?
Yeah, all the way up from South America.
Yeah. And they're like big thousands of people. One of the arguments was that they were bringing diseases, and all these like pro-open borders media in the United States were like, that is a smear and a conspiracy theory. And there were people with tuberculosis.
Yeah,
there were
okay.
people with the flu, and they're not vaccinated.
Yeah, exactly.
They were trying to come up. People are concerned about it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Now Mexico is saying the exact same thing.
Well, and
You
they
guys
actually
have it.
tried stopping people on the other side of their border too, right?
Well,
The southern-
eventually
the
Mexico,
southern border.
eventually they did,
Oh,
because
okay,
Trump
okay.
was like, if you don't stop them,
Yeah.
then we're cutting you off. We're not giving you money.
Right.
And they're like, whoa.
Whoa, we'll stop them.
We
We'll stop
like
them.
money.
We do like money.
So they say there are currently more than 2,000 cases. Wow, more than 2,000 already in the U.S., and it's spreading rapidly. 43 people have died from it. By contrast, in Mexico, there have only been 16 confirmed cases and no deaths yet. But we're not testing enough. You think they
No.
are? I don't think they are. They probably got it worse.
Yeah. Or like in Ohio, which supposedly had 100,000 cases.
They actually said that.
Yeah, the governor came out and said that on the news this
I
morning.
don't think it was the governor.
I thought it was the
No,
governor.
it was
No, it
Ohio
wasn't?
official.
Oh, okay.
This woman, what's her name? The
Bad at
director
math.
of Ohio's Department of Health said Friday her statement the previous day that 100,000 people in the state have coronavirus was based on guesstimating,
Guesstimating.
casting doubt on the high number.
I like how that's in quotes. I was like, no, that's
But-
exactly what she was doing.
This was so. Let's come back to this because I want to
Okay,
make sure
yeah,
we get
That's
to
fine,
the.
that's
So
fine.
here's what they say at a press conference on Friday. Health Minister Hugo Lopez-Gatell said Mexico wouldn't bring the virus to the United States. Rather, the United States would bring it here. The possible flow of coronavirus would come from the north to the south. If it were technically necessary, we would consider mechanisms of restriction or stronger surveillance, he said. And they just do a bunch of pictures. Trump has said little on the subject of coronavirus in Mexico. Unlike several Latin American countries, Mexico has yet to take measures such as closing schools or banning entry to people coming from places with high numbers of coronavirus cases. However, the private Tecnológico de Monterrey University said on Thursday it would suspend academic and classes from next week until further notice, while Mexico's National Autonomous University said it would tighten preventative measures to prevent the spread of the virus. So that's about the gist of the story. But let's go back to this Ohio thing because it's so this lady,
Yeah, man.
she said the day before that there were 100,000 people in Mexico or
No, in Ohio.
in Ohio. You see, I'm talking about Mexico.
Yeah, it's okay.
In Ohio that had it.
Yeah.
And you came down. You're like, dude,
Well,
check this out.
I have a friend in Chicago who thinks he might have the virus, and I'm like, man, that sucks. And he's like, yeah, and I'm in Chicago, and Ohio has 100,000 cases. I'm like,
What?
Where are you getting that info? And he's like, the governor said it, and like sent me over to Fox News, and Fox News has this thing like, yep, Ohio,
So this is
100,000 cases. I'm like, Fox News is saying this? What?
yeah. Dr. Amy Acton said it
Guesstimating.
at a news conference. So
Very
she was wrong.
sciencey.
No,
She
but-
was
but
very wrong.
here's the thing, though.
Or was she?
Or was she?
We don't know.
Listen. This is important. If what she was saying was true, or if even that number is close,
Yeah.
that means the mortality rate is substantially lower
True.
than we think it is. What if it? So in South Korea, where they're doing rigorous testing, it's 0.6. So it's still 6 times higher than the flu. I think still a good reason to enact some security measures. But if she was being honest, that it was 100K people in her estimate, that would mean the mortality rate is like 0.004%.
Well, here, listen to this. She says, we know now, just from the fact of community spread, says that at least 1%, or at the very least 1% of our population is carrying the virus in Ohio today. We have 11.7 million people, so the math is over 100,000. So that's where she wasn't actually guesstimating. She was using the math she got, that 1% is infected.
So that just gives you a sense of how the virus spreads and is spreading quickly.
Yeah.
Well, she said 100,000 people, and I'm sure people freaked out because of it.
Yeah, man. My buddy is definitely freaking out.
So this is what's crazy. They're postponing the Louisiana primary already. Or not already, but they're postponing it.
That's an interesting window into the future because I mean, if it gets worse, if this just keeps getting worse and worse,
Directive 51, baby.
what's going to happen?
Directive
Trump's just going to be
51.
like, look, I'm just going to be president for 4 more years. Sorry, guys.
Not 4
No.
more years. Directive 51.
Just means indefinitely or what?
It's a
Until
new.
this is over.
He literally can dissolve the government and create a new government.
Now that is frightening.
National Security Presidential Directive 51. It is not a conspiracy theory. It literally
Look it
exists.
up.
It was created by George W. Bush, and it states that it's broad, man.
Yeah,
If
that's
there's
scary.
so here's what's crazy. It says if there's a massive loss of life anywhere,
Anywhere.
market collapse even, he has the power to dissolve the U.S. government and create a new single branch constitutional government.
That's not America.
No.
That's
Here's the thing, though. You've played The Division, right?
Yeah.
Of course. I know you have. We played it.
Uh-huh.
Those of you watching, you've played The Division, right? That game is based off of this.
Ah.
That when everything falls apart and there's nothing left, this is what grants the authority to say, I'm in charge, here's what we're doing, follow orders or else.
Now, Division 2, funny enough, spoiler alert, if you are still playing Division 2 and haven't beaten it yet, the president did it.
He did?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
The president's the bad guy in
Part 2?
Division 2, yeah.
Really? Did I know that? Or is that...
Did you not beat
I guess-
the game?
No, I probably didn't.
You didn't get to that part.
Quit
No,
halfway
the
through.
president did it.
Yeah, he's the...
Why did it? Why?
Because he
Whoa.
wanted all the power with the
Directive
guys.
51.
Probably.
Wow.
Yep.
So what you're saying is that Trump unleashed the coronavirus on purpose so that he could enact
Well,
Trump.
that'll be
Whoa.
cropped out of
Whoa.
the context.
Whoa.
Trump
no,
released it.
I didn't say that. You
I mean,
said it.
No, people on Twitter are saying it.
I know.
They're
Oh
calling
my
it the Trump
gosh.
virus.
I mean, isn't everything his fault, though?
yeah, it is.
So,
It's like, dude,
you know.
you know what's crazy is if these people acted like sane people, I'd be ragging on Trump like probably every day.
Right.
But because they've gone off the deep end, I'm like, you're forcing me to defend the guy.
Please stop making me defend Trump.
Please stop.
Right, that's the joke.
Yeah.
Like, there's a ton of people who are like,
That was a
you know
skit,
what's
yeah.
the thing? If they just were honest,
Mm-hmm.
then people would be like, well, they're right about, they're when they criticize the president, they're right about the things he's done poorly. Instead, they go like this lady in MSNBC said that Trump was talking about exterminating Latinos, and all of a sudden it's like,
What?
yeah, I'm not kidding.
Oh, seriously?
Literally, this woman said Trump was talking about exterminating Latinos.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, that is insane.
Yeah. When did
What's
he?
wrong with
when
these-
would he have said that?
He never did.
Literally
like,
never.
And
Dude.
where's your proof to back that up? You can't make a claim like
They,
that.
she
and not have-
apologized later. She was like, "Oh, I didn't mean it." Like, dude,
Oh, sorry. I was just on a roll.
that's how insane it is.
That's what it feels like.
So where it's like, dude,
I had some attention and I just wanted to. I needed some clickbait.
everybody's lost their minds. Anyway, Directive 51, man.
Yeah, scary.
If it does get really bad, I mean, I don't expect to see this. Can you pull it up? Because we've pulled it up before. It's really interesting.
Which
Yeah.
one?
National Security Presidential Directive
yeah,
51.
Yeah. I'll read. Hold on.
I don't think it's gonna get that bad. I don't think so. You know, a lot of people have minor cases and
I got it.
they don't even get pneumonia. It doesn't really.
Here,
they
I
don't
got
get
it.
bedridden. You
Yeah.
know?
I pulled it up. Check this out. Let's pull this up.
Hmm.
Can we?
There you go.
National Security and Homeland Security Presidential Directive. National Security Presidential Directive SNPD 51. It's got a big name. Executive Directive 51, signed by George W. Bush on May 4th, 2007, is a presidential directive establishing a comprehensive policy on the federal government's structures and operations in the event of a catastrophic emergency. Such an emergency is defined as any incident, regardless of location, that results in extraordinary levels of mass casualties, damage, or disruption severely affecting the U.S. population, infrastructure, environment, economy, or government functions. Dare I say it, based on that, we've already met that threshold. The economy's taken a 30% hit or some like ridiculous number already.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy actually.
And so now, with this massive disruption and around the world, no, I don't think we would see its use. But the problem is, it's the criteria
available. It's
is
available
so
to 'em.
broad that it will there will come a time. You ever see V for Vendetta?
Yeah, of course.
You know,
Great movie.
you know what the plot is, right?
Basically this.
What was it?
we're
The
seeing.
St. Mary's virus.
Yeah.
And so they basically enact
They
these
caused
sweeping.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not saying that our government did. I'm saying that there will
Right.
come a time, and these federal government people are just itching, waiting for that moment to be like, give us that power, yes. Give us the excuse.
We're already seeing this. They're slipping stuff into bills they're trying to get passed fast because it's a crisis.
Yep.
Yeah, I hate that.
You want to see? You want to
Slipping
see? You want to
stuff
see?
in.
You want to see scary? You want to see scary? Check this out. California Governor Gavin Newsom signs executive order allowing the state to take over hotels to house coronavirus patients hours after calling for an end to gatherings of 250 or more people.
Wow.
That is almost a violation of the Third Amendment. Almost. Third Amendment says soldiers can't be quartered in your home.
Right.
The governor of California just said we're taking over private businesses
That's
to house
nuts.
coronavirus victims.
So it's
Or
not soldiers.
Is it victims?
but
Patients.
Yeah, yeah.
Patients.
Yeah.
I mean, are they gonna pay like for the hotel fees? You know what I mean?
I don't know.
Bottom dollar cost for each room. Like, how are they gonna do that?
It doesn't really, I don't think it says actually. Here we go. It says 120 room hotel in San Carlos near San Francisco has already been earmarked to house patients from the Grand Princess ship under Newsom's new order. The Desert Sun reported, this is where we need to go next and make sure we fully implement those procedures and protocols to slow down the spread, to get through a peak and to get through the next few months so we don't overwhelm our healthcare delivery system. Asked why he did not go further and issue a legally binding ban on large gatherings, Newsom said that people appear to be doing the right thing and following guidance. Well, I mean, people don't want to die or get sick, so they're hiding anyway. Let's see. So I don't know exactly what the plan is. Are they going to pay these hotels? But either way, for the government to step up and say your private property will now be taken by us is a scary measure. Now, look,
Agreed.
I get eminent domain exists, right? You know what that is?
Yeah.
Yeah, so if they're going to build a highway or something, they'll go to your house and be like, your house is now our house, and we're going to bulldoze it. And they pay you a fair market value, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if they're going to be paying. I would assume they have to, like, compensate the hotel.
Yeah, right?
But it's still scary when we get to a point where we have this global pandemic, national emergency, and the government starts going like, we taking your property.
Yep, it's ours now.
And here's what's
We're
scary
gonna
is
fill it with a bunch of sick people. Thanks.
when you give people this power, they don't give it up.
Exactly.
They do not.
Yep.
They got
know.
a taste of it.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah.
They tasted human blood. And now they're like, I ain't giving that up.
in the water.
But that's what I was saying about Directive 51.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure there's a ton of people. Look at Michael Bloomberg. Could you imagine if that guy became president?
Ugh.
The guy,
frightening thought.
he taxed soda because he thought people are too stupid. It's like, dude, if I want to drink a soda, I'm drinking a soda.
Yeah.
And he actually, there's a quote, it's recorded where he's like, we need to tax the poor for their own good because they buy things that are bad for them. So it's good when we tax the poor. That way we can provide what they need.
It's amazing.
That
Wow.
dude is the definition of like an authoritarian communist.
Yeah, definitely.
It's terrifying.
And
He's-
he wanted
he's
to
a
be
frightening
president.
dude.
Could you imagine if he was?
No.
He'd be like, what's wrong with Directive 51? Let's just take over and no one has to worry about it anymore. Here, shoot that guy and that guy. Why are they yelling at me?
And you know
Excuse
what?
me?
And that guy, he looks sketchy. Shoot him too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, because he
Who
looks
gets to
sketchy.
decide? Yeah.
Last I checked, we're all rich here. We're in America, and this guy's waving a sign in my face. Guards, shoot him.
Yep.
That dude's nuts.
Yeah, he's a scary dude.
He's
I'm
a
glad
scary
I'm
dude.
glad he dropped
I'm so
out.
glad he wasn't able to buy his way in.
See, that's why.
Yeah.
Thank
But
goodness.
this is why America.
Agreed.
It's why America's awesome, because everybody was like, dude, you know the people who worked on his campaign sabotaged it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Good for them.
They were sabotaging.
They're the
it.
real heroes here.
Dude, I love. There were people being paid by. Well, I mean, it's kind of messed up, but you know.
No.
I'll say it. They're the heroes.
No, listen. There were people working on his campaign
Uh-huh.
that were supposed to go out and like canvas for him,
Okay.
and canvas for Bernie Sanders.
Oh, seriously?
That's a little dirty.
Here's the thing. Like, I'm saying
man.
like I don't know because
That's funny, though.
it is dirty, but I love it.
Couldn't have happened to a nicer guy.
You know what, man? That dude is awful. And somebody made a really interesting point when the story broke about the about people, you know, basically stabbing him in the back, and they said, perhaps this is a wake-up call to, you know, the rich people that you can't hire mercenaries to try and make your campaign work because
Yeah.
they have no loyalty, they don't care about you.
Yeah.
Your policies make no sense. They don't want it.
Mm-hmm.
The people who need to work on your campaign are people who believe in your campaign.
Right.
And if they don't, you just got mercenaries. They're going to walk out at a moment's notice. They're going to go they'll go canvas, and someone will be like, "How much is he paying you? I'll pay you more." I'm like, done.
Bloomberg got murked.
That dude, Bloomberg
Yep.
was dumping money on people. That's how he was getting them to work for him.
Yeah, basically.
But anyway, look, man, we've very quickly escalated from people laughing about the coronavirus being nothing
Yep.
to a national emergency where the government of California is taking over hotels.
I mean, there's still people out there saying, like, people are freaking out for nothing. Like, how dare you? The media should be, like, sued for making it such a frenzy. And it's like, but what? This is a pandemic, though. It's all over the globe. I mean, sure, the death rate doesn't seem high right now because it's still spreading. It's still hitting.
Because we caught it
everyone.
early.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I'm saying. If we caught this late and the death toll at 3 to 6% or whatever was hundreds of thousands of people, we'd say, why didn't we catch this sooner?
Exactly.
Now that we did, everyone's like, who cares?
Whatever.
It's like,
I'm going to go buy my TP. I'll be fine.
no, I
That'll
also,
be good.
but here's the thing. I was thinking about the lady who said 100K. If that's true, then it is being overhyped.
True.
And it's possible people are just freaking out.
Yeah, yeah.
But you know why I don't think that's the case? China is an authoritarian nightmare of a country
Okay.
that doesn't allow their media to freak out. They were locking up the people that were publishing information about this.
That's true.
And they still had a massive panic erupt. So yeah, I think the media fuels the frenzy. But look, man, what is it? Actions speak louder than words.
Yeah.
China can say whatever they want. The governments can say whatever they want. Media can say whatever they want. But I'm watching what the U.S. military is doing. I'm watching what the Chinese government is doing. I'm watching what Italy should have done.
Yeah.
Now the entire country is locked down. So maybe, look, there's I don't know how many cases Italy has now. Maybe it's up to 20,000 or something,
I think
didn't
it's
see the
like
last
3,000. I think it's 3,600.
No, Italy?
Italy?
Yeah.
No, Italy was
No,
over
they're much
13,000
higher. Yeah.
yesterday.
Oh, wow.
Let
Really?
me
Yeah.
see what they're at.
Yeah, their death rate was near 1,000.
Oh, maybe that's what I'm thinking
So
of.
this is what I was saying early on. When you look at how China reacted, I'm like, I think they're lying.
I
think-
think they're lying.
Well, you're right.
Well, do you have the proof?
17,660 cases in Italy. For China, we might not ever know.
How many cases in Italy?
17,000 plus.
17,000
Yeah.
plus.
1,256.
Now there are more cases of the flu since flu season started back in October.
Mm-hmm.
The issue is,
It's not the same thing.
I think we're not going to see the real numbers. I mean, we're probably going to start seeing real numbers now with Italy.
Mm-hmm.
But what's their death rate right now? Out of
1,200.
1,200.
That's actually not
That's-
that high.
What, are you kidding? That's what 8%, 7%.
I thought that it was higher. I thought it was something like 3,000.
Oh, if it was 3,000, that's like 15,
Yeah,
20%.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, but if the death rate is that high, around 6-7% maybe.
I think
That's still pretty high.
that's just because a lot of Italy's population is so much older. I'm guessing, and because they have so much tourism. I don't know.
I don't know, man.
Yeah,
It's
high.
kind of crazy to think about because the humans as a whole, there's a lot more old people nowadays. It's been like a thing that
Yeah.
people have been talking about. Like
No
younger
kids.
kids aren't having kids. There's people are living longer, so the old people are lasting longer, and there's all this like old people everywhere, and it's like, and they're the ones getting hit.
There's
The
old people
world's gonna-
everywhere.
I know, but the world's gonna look a lot different if like half of the old people get taken out by this.
But it's not. It's like, I think it's people above 80, it's 14% mortality
That's still pretty crazy
if they end up contracting it.
if they get it. Yeah.
And so social distancing is working. Here's the thing. Italy still did some stuff. So I think China's lying. Apparently there's a report that the first case was actually in November now. It's going back even further.
See.
I think
Not surprising.
China got caught off guard. Did nothing. Got slammed by this. Panicked, overreacted, authoritarianism.
Yep.
That helped. Italy underreacted but still did react with some. I think this would have been substantially worse if we literally did nothing or were caught off guard by it.
Yeah.
So look, actions speak louder than words, man. When the Chinese government started freaking out, I was like, I take that seriously.
Yeah.
I mean, look, they're goofy people. Like the government, not the Chinese people. I mean, like the government is a crazy network of
Yeah.
authoritarian nightmare.
CCP.
Yeah, they're nuts. So maybe they're just out of their minds. But I don't know. If you see a group of people screaming fire, are you going to be like, there's no fire here and walk in the building? Or are you going to be like, I'll take your word for it?
Maybe I shouldn't go in that building,
Right.
whether there's a fire or not. I'd
Yep.
rather stay
So
safe.
I'll put it this way. Imagine you see a bunch of people run out of a building. A bunch of firefighters show up screaming, everyone out, run for your lives. And then the guy walks up to you and says, don't worry, everything's fine. There's no fire here at all. We've got everything under control. And people are screaming in the background. They're knocking out windows. You're going to be like, I don't believe you.
Yeah. I think
Like, it looks like you're freaking out about a fire.
I'm going to go home.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go in this building with fire in it.
So
Yeah.
basically, I don't think we can have the Democratic convention. How could we?
Yeah, I don't know.
When is that, in July?
Yeah, I think so.
So here's how it works. They do the primaries, right?
Yeah.
Then all of the delegates show up to this major convention, but it is a party, dude. It
Yeah.
is like,
Like an actual party, like having fun drinking party? Or
Yes.
like,
Yeah,
oh,
it is very much like a social gathering.
Oh,
and,
okay.
and there's a bunch of companies that show up, and it's like South by. It's like when you go to, it's going to be in Milwaukee. you're going to see all of these businesses are going to be, their names are going to be changed for the DNC.
Yeah.
CNN likes to do this thing where they take over, they'll rent a restaurant and change the name to like CNN's Kitchen or whatever. I'm not, yeah, for real.
Oh, wow,
Like
really?
Hell's Kitchen.
So they're gonna take this, Milwaukee over. How can they do it if they're shutting down E3, Google, if they're shutting down South by Southwest?
Well, it's a few months away from now, but right? I mean,
Yeah, but I mean,
Yeah, I
a lot of
guess
these
it's
other
true, though, yeah.
conferences. So I guess we'll see what happens. But even if it's not as bad as we think it is, the panic is going to be bad.
the panic is bad
Yeah, it is.
already.
Yep.
People are freaking out.
Thanks for checking out this segment from the Timcast IRL podcast. We do the show every Monday through Friday at 8 p.m., sometimes an hour or two. And we do have a full live recorded version of the show that includes a lot of comments and smaller segments you probably don't see. If you want to check that out, you can watch live at 8 p.m. Monday through Friday, or become a member of this channel. And for $5 a month, you get full access to all of the recorded podcasts. Every day after the show, we make them available in the community section of this YouTube channel. So don't forget to subscribe and stick around for more segments and more shows Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Thanks for hanging out, and we will see you all in the next show.